Okay, this is my video on using WPScan. This is a Linux-based application, scanning application for WordPress websites. This scan will allow you to do some reconnaissance to find hidden files and folders that you may not know is visible on your website. I've opened up Kali Linux in the VM and WPScan is pre-installed within Kali, and so it's pretty easy to start working. All I do is type WPScan dash help, and this will bring up the help file in case you want to see the options, or you can do WPScan -HH, and this will bring up a more comprehensive help file with all of the options. The first help file is just the basics options, and we will use a few of the options to do the scan. And this WPScan not only will do reconnaissance on a WordPress website, it will also allow you to discover users and usernames for the website, and you can also brute force passwords if you've got a password list or users and username list that you would like to try out. You can also do that, but we won't do that in this episode or at all, because we're just doing a simple WPScan. And it's all you've got to do to really do the WPScan is to do WPScan, then the -URL option, and then provide the URL, and it will do a basic scan using the defaults. You can do a verbose scan. You can also find out the banner, find out what version of WordPress you're running. You can send the output of the scan results to a file, which is useful if you're using this for a client to provide them information or to take it back to your to go through it in your own software. You can discover what user agents up. Or you can say what user agent you want for WPScan to use. You can say Firefox, IE, Chrome, whatever. The web browser is what user agents are. Then you can use headers, and some of these values are some of this information is not really useful to you as a whole unless you are doing this as part of a web application testing, and you know quite a bit about web applications. You can just change the maximum number of threads to use, throttling that you're using, because sometimes, depending on the website, if you want to go undetected, you may want to not send the request so fast, because that can trigger alerts. You can also tell it what to enumerate or what information to find, such as vulnerable plugins, all plugins, pop-up plugins. Are they being used? Vulnerable themes. You can find the thumbnails in the configuration backups that may be within the site, but they do not move to a secure location. In a DB export, sometimes whenever you save and back up your SQL database, it saves. You can export the files within the same directory as your website, and then the plugin developers that made the plugins to do that are expecting the users to move those database backups or database exports away or out of the off the web server, and the defaults for default search basically all plugins, all configuration backups. You can also exclude content based on regex expressions or strings. You can list plugins that you want. If you know a particular plugin that's vulnerable, you can send that in the scan and see if it's on the website. And if you've got a user list that you would like to check, you can do that, and it will check and see if there is a login error message when you use that list or username, and if it is, turn it back or say, yes, this isn't a user. you can do a password attack. And you can determine if you cannot find the login URL, then the site owner may have had installed a custom URL, and this will determine what the login page is, because by default it's WP-login, and best practices is to change that login page because everybody knows it. Now let's see what we can find. I've already done this. Okay, I've already done this scan before, so I'll just walk you through what I put in for the scan, and then we'll look at the results of the scan. I did WPScan API token, and then put in the token that I got from the WPA or WPScan website. Then I did I did a -- girls in the know .report. And I'm going to change that to HTTPS. This way I can scan the HTTPS website, and this is or scan that version of the website. And I scanned the first regular HTTP website first time. Then I did a -V for verbose, - banner to receive the banner if there is one available. And a -E because I'm going to enumerate, and I'm going to enumerate for vulnerable plugins, vulnerable themes, try to find a user, then try to see about backwards. backup configuration file and a database export. Then I'm going to do a -- plugin versions -all to discover in a discover what version of the plugin the website is using. And -- scope space asterisk dot name of the website, and this will discover if there is any subdomains within the website. Then I'm going to -o, then a name of the file that I'm going to save it as, and I'm saving it as a CVS file, because that way that allows me to store the information where I can read it in a text file or in an Excel or spreadsheet format without having to do a bunch of corrections or work formatting file. Now I'll run the scan, and when you use the WPScan API token, you get so many scans a day for the free version. You can also pay a subscription for the token or for the WPScan Pro, and that allows you to have, I think, an unlimited number of API scans. But the free version is fine if you're not doing a whole bunch of scans at once. It takes very long to do the scan, and since I did do them at -o to save it as a file, no results will show up, or it won't act, or it will act like it's not running, but it is running. And you know when the scan is done because it goes back to it gives you the Kali prompt, so there's no active information that scrolls on the screen to let you know that it's working or it's doing something. So we will just wait here for a few minutes. Okay, we have done our scan, and as you can see, it's back to the Kali prompt. The scan saves the file in your home directory. By default, you can change the directory if you want. And this is the first scan that I did right there. This is the second scan that I just completed. Now let's see what information it lists. What the name of the website that you scanned, along with the IP address, day it was started, and the time, time is not correct because I have not set the time on this video. Here are some interesting findings. I've discovered that the website is using Apache. Shows them 100% confidence rating. It shows them that the robots.txt file using an aggressive scan shows the RPC remote procedure call seems to be enabled on this website, which is not a good thing for it to have. Shows them a WordPress README file was found. With this file, it shows you, it gives them instructions on installing WordPress. So that file should be deleted or not included with the final production website. It also shows that the WPScan.php file is found. WordPress version 5.8.4 is identified. They have their own custom theme. There are some Minnow theme, which was last updated in 2014. So the theme's probably out of date. It needs to be updated. You can also find their README file. These are some of the plugins that were identified. WooCommerce is on here. It's last updated 5/12/2022. The version of this update, or the version that was found, is outdated. Latest version is 6.51, and the version that was found is 5.7, something like that. This version of WooCommerce has vulnerability in the analytics and reporting because it leaks information. And that report, that vulnerability was fixed in 5.7. So that needs to be patched. And there's several vulnerable plugins or outdated plugins that need to be patched. No configuration backups found, or the backups are found. No TV exports found, so that's all good. And I did talk to the clients. They do not have a backup plugin on the website, so they have the backups other than the web hosts. So that needs to be resolved. User identification. The plugin found that there's one user, GITK Gina. That's WPScan in a nutshell. It's a very useful plugin, and the more you use this plugin, the better. And there's also a Joomla scan, um, where you can scan Joomla sites. So, and I'm not sure if there's a Drupal scan or not, but there are scans for general CMS type scans that you can find in accounting and on GitHub. And I suggest if you work with websites and scanning websites that you check one of those out and give it a shot. And sometimes these scans will come back with nothing, and sometimes you find a lot of information. My suggestion is before you save it to a file, that you run the scan without saving to a file, or just the little parts of the scan to figure out how it's working. And that's it. Thanks. Bye.